Hey, welcome everyone to Wizards Outlook. We got Cardo Dudley Jr. here tonight. I'm Wilson Tarpey Jr. The Washington Wizards got their first summer league win of the 2025 Vegas Summer League. They, held off the Nets 102-96. We saw them play with a little bit of force tonight. Some of the folks that didn't play, well the other night. You know, Tonight it looked like the team that had some guys who played a ton of minutes last year for the grown up team. You saw all of them make an impact in this game. Keyshawn didn't shoot the ball as well as he did the other night, but he had one of his typical Keyshawn nights where, the shooting was lacking, but the impact was all over the place. Sar had a monster night. I think in the first game, we saw Sar kind of wake up in the second half. This one, we saw him make it, he got off to a strong start. Bub was Bub. The only difference in this one, he took more of his shots I feel like he didn't settle for as many threes in this one. We saw the mid-range get to working. And he turned the ball over more in this one than he did in the first game. And then Trey, their first-round pick from this year, Trey Johnson, continued where he left off in the first game. But Cardell, I want to pass it to your thoughts as the Wizards outlasted the Nets in a really fun summer league game tonight.
Yeah, it was one of the better summer league games I've seen. And I've been watching it before the Vegas started, going all the way to Cali and the Utah jump, but Salt Lake, whatever they call it. But yeah, I feel like after the first quarter, when they kind of got rocked, Jaeger and then Timmy went to work on them a little bit, and they gained a little momentum in the first quarter. I felt like they seized control. They came out aggressive, and they just played basketball. They played together. I think they needed that first game to try to get a little acclimated with one another. The second-year guys with the rookies and guys trying to crack the roster, but really the second-year guys and the rookies trying to build their chemistry in real time against real competition. Because you also got to understand they're all super young. You know what I mean? Think about it. Bub should be in his junior year of college, or Trey should be in the sophomore year. They're all very young, so you throw them on the bright lights. But with that being said, they came out with a certain aggression and confidence in one another, and a better understanding of each other in real competition instead of like practice. And it was a better flow tonight, and that's why on both ends, obviously on both ends, and that's why you saw the result. They won the game, and more players stood out. Like you said, Bub shot the ball a lot better tonight. 17.6 rebounds, 3 assists. 5 or 7, 3 or 4 from deep, especially the big one in the fourth quarter that was contested. That pretty much sealed the game. That was huge. Obviously a little bit turnovers, but that's summer league, man. It's hectic. You trying to deal with. You still trying to figure out each other, figure out players, and run the team, and also get yours. Show your improvement. So I'm not gonna harp on that too much. He's not really a turnover type guy, high turnover type guy. During the season. So that's out there. I don't expect to see 5 turnovers. It's something we need to keep an eye on whenever, real season approaches in a few months. Johnson, Trey Johnson, what we say on draft night, you asked me, I said he's a bucket. And a lot of people, it's different degrees of that. Certain people can score the ball, certain people can shoot, some people crafty scores, some are shifty. Some are off the boot move, scores. Some are post scores. Then this kid is what I call a professional scorer. He can do it all. He's a professional bucket, and you can kind of see his potential. I'm not gonna go that far yet until he proves it in the real season. But if this translates to the real season where he come out of the gate scoring like this, the natural scoring ability, yeah, man. It ain't been too many in our history, since we've been alive with this organization, that have been flamethrowers as far as scoring the ball, natural scores. Bill could score the ball. Obviously, he averaged 30. Gil, of course, Gilbert Arenas, all those guys. It ain't been many. This kid has that type of potential, but he has to reach that potential. And the key for him is being able to hold up on the other end. Even when that Trayor was pressing him near the baseline, and he kept trying to go by him. But Trail was playing good defense and stuff. Even having a poise at that young of an age, like he was trying to get him quickly, but Trail was right there and slowed it down, started backing him down, and then caught the foul with the professional score. 99% of players, that would have been a turnover or a charge or something, charge or strip, bad shot, bad. It would have ended badly. Even in that play, it wasn't ideal, but he got 2 free throws out of it. That's what I mean by professional score, and that's what you saw in that play. So obviously he's special. Like, we know that, man. That's why he was picked where he was picked. Alex R. He was a beast. Look, he was having a decent game. 16 points, 12 rebounds with the 8 blocks, which I believe is a Sun League record. If I'm not mistaken. That's huge. When Timmy dunked on him, that pissed him off. And I'm like, you know what? I like angry SAR, so they need to just warm up, just dunk on him. Just get him mad, dog. Because angry SAR came out the very next play, cocking back, dunking on catch, no dribble, and he started beating everything. Like, ain't gonna be none of that no more. You know what I'm saying? Though I'm pretty sure everybody in the organization want to see that on a consistent basis. But we know he ain't gonna average 8. That'd just be insane. But you can average about 2 or 3 a game for sure. So do that. But you can also get your 16 points and 12 rebounds, man. If you can put up those type of numbers, the Wizards be much better for him, man, because he has that potential. We all last year would scratch our heads, because a lot of times he would try to attack the basket like a guard. It's like, dude, you're sending a dunk like this every time. Don't play games dunk like that every time, man. So Will Rowley, obviously, he looked a lot better than in his first game. 5 for 6, 16 points, 3 rebounds, no turnovers, just highly efficient. Thing I like about him, we know he can shoot the ball and stuff, but he put it on the ground and it was efficient and effortless. He knew what to do with it. And it goes back to what Will Dawkins was saying, how he played in the EYBL when he had the ball in his hands. Illinois, they didn't really have the ball in his hands. Casper's had it most of the time. But when guys got hurt, they started putting the ball in his hands more because they had to. And so he just kind of got back into a comfort zone where he get to expand his game. That's what a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people feel like because you don't get a chance to show it, that means you can't do it. And it's like, no, sometimes just based on the dynamics of the team, that it just may not be required to be. You know what I mean? But you're capable of doing it, man. So that was the case with him. AJ, Leaky Black, Jameer, they were solid off the bench. Well, Jameer ain't shoot the ball well, but he, defensively he made plays. They were solid off the bench, but all in all, man, good performance from the starting 5, so to speak. Even Keyshawn, I'm not tripping off the 4-16. He can shoot better. Like I said, Summer League, I'm not about to overreact to all that. But yeah, his defense, his defense was on point. That's the thing about him. And even with that being said, he was working on a triple. Well, almost a quadruple double with 10 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, and 5 steals. Shooting the ball that bad, Keyshawn was. So, you can go figure for that, man. But all in all, good win. Obviously, Timmy went to work. He has a year of NBA experience under his belt. He got caught up with the next organization towards the end of the season. So he understands how to play. We all know he was a monster at Gonzaga anyway, so it's there's no shock how he played. Igor showed his versatility. He could shoot the ball better, but he was a big part of them getting the lead in the first quarter. Etienne, he was hitting some shots, man. All his shots came from deep, man. He had no hesitation.
All tough shots.
Yeah,
Off the move, man.
If he like, I can see the rim, it's up. That's how. If I can just see the corner of it, it's up. The hand can be right here, but if it's a corner rim sticking out, it's up, baby. That's how that's what it was, man. But Danny Wolf, man, Mr. Versatility, man. Just 8 points, 10 rebounds, 3 steals, 4 blocks. His defense. That's the big question mark. If he could hold up defensively, you got to play him, because we all know he's always going to make something happen offensively. He's just too damn versatile and skilled with his size and whatnot. But if he making plays like this on defense, man, or staying with Keyshawn and getting a block, or blocking Sarr on the way up or stripping the ball and doing a pick and roll action that they was trying to get in and going the other way. Come on, man, you got a player. You got a player, man. So that's just gonna be the question mark for him heading into the season. And you seeing right now that he's capable. He just have to be consistent with it when he deal with the killers, the big dogs in the league and stuff. You see right now that pick and roll so between Trey and Sarr. You know what I mean? When you play Philly, that's going to be Embiid and Tyrese Maxey. It's going to be a little different. You know what I'm saying? So life comes at you fast. I'm just keeping it 100. You know what I'm saying? Or Orlando, that's going to be Bane and Paulo. You see what I'm saying? Like it gets play the Spurs. It could be Castle, De'Aaron Fox, and Wemby. It's a whole different animal, man. So Knicks, Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, or Donovan Mitchell and Jared Allen or Evan Mobley. Donovan Mitchell, he just needed one dribble and he'll take flight. You know what I mean? So it's good to see him have that potential. He just have to make sure it translates to when, the games start to count, man. So, all in all, good. I like Treyo's defense, his playmaking, and his tenacity. Like I said, he looked a lot better than he did in the first game. I think it's just the nervousness, getting the nerves out in the NBA setting. And then, he looked more like himself, like what I saw on film of him playing in France last year. You know what I mean? So I felt he also, had a hell of a game. So Raph is intriguing, but a little bit too many mental errors right now. I think the game is just so fast for him right now. He needs to gain a slow down to kind of see what he can be and what he can consistently do. He's showing flashes, but it's not consistent because, a lot of times he's just making a lot of mental errors. Like it was one play he was dribbling up the court and they was chasing him from behind. It's like, yo, pick the ball up and find somebody, man, or pass it real quick. And it's like you're not about to dribble through three dudes hunting you down. They on both sides, one from behind reaching, and he just kept dribbling to the corner, and you headed to the corner. So you were dead man walking, and then they just finally just stole the ball on the Wizards, and they went back the other way. I think Keyshawn stole it, and they went back the other way, man. So, just stuff like that, man. But all in all, man, it was a very exciting game. The Wizards pulled it out. Again, we just want to see the young guys continue to get reps and show flashes, and show signs of improvement, which they've been showing, especially the second-year guys. And the rookies just show flashes and signs that you can get it done. And that's what they're doing. So just got to see if they continue.
Yeah, it was a really fun game. Both teams really got after it. But, yeah, I was happy to see Philly again. Well, Angry Sarr, that's what we call it, Angry Sarr. Philly engaged Sarr. Angry actor Sarr, whatever you want to call it. It was fun to see him really get after it. He like supercharged their defense. And it was that coupled with, I think it was Keyshawn who started it like maybe late in the second quarter, or maybe it was to start the third quarter. When they upped their ball pressure, they really started bothering the Nets. It was Keyshawn, Bub. I think Trey was out there, or it was Watkins. It was one of them.
It was both. It was both that time.
Yeah. Yeah, the four of them did a hell of a job pressuring the ball. You talk about for Saraf, he struggled mightily with it because they were up underneath him. I thought Bub did a good job getting underneath Yegor, like a lot. Like Yegor had to, but we also saw kind of Yegor adjust to it too. Because at first Bub got under him a couple times, poked the ball loose, took it one time, kind of had him frazzled for a second. Then he got a little bit more comfortable, but the size that they have on the perimeter, we saw when they upped the ball pressure. And then, coupled that with Sarr's ability, the ground that he could cover. And we saw him do that several times this evening. And that's only 8 blocks. Only 8 blocks got registered. He changed that many more shots. He did a great job, playing safety back there. And then when he was doing that, I thought Keyshawn did a great job of crashing while Sarr was going to block shots for the most part. He did a great job hitting the glass to make sure it wasn't some of the things we saw last year at times where Sarr go chase a shot and nobody boxed out. Nobody had a hat on the hat at all. But yeah, I thought it was a good showing. Looking forward to what it looks like. I think they play a game Tuesday night. That moment you were talking about with Trey Johnson on the wing with Traore. Yeah, when he's slowed, like he just has a poise. Like you said, it's professional bucket getter, man. for him to understand at that age to just slow down, I can't go quick against this defender. And then it felt like when he slowed down, Traore didn't match the tempo change, and he got the foul. Like,
Sure.
he just does.
He did. I felt like he played good defense. He walled up. He leaned in a little bit, but he shot into him, and then he acted it out like he got hit, and that drew the charge. Professional scorer. He understands how to draw charges. Treo doesn't look it, but he's listed at 6'4". But he moves like he about 6'1". He look like he about 6'1". Trey a little bit taller. He about, obviously I saw him at the press conference. I think he about my height, 6'4". They listed him at 6'5". I know Jameer about 6'5", 6'6". He's a little bit taller than me, and Will obviously up there about 6'8". But that size, Trey Johnson, depending on matchup, he'll be able to get that shot. But that's the whole point. That's the whole point of defense, is to speed you up to make you make a mistake. And a good offensive player understands, let me go at my pace. That's what makes Luka so dangerous. You can't speed that brother up. Like, you literally just gotta, your offense has to be your defense against him, because you can't speed him up and make him do anything, man. But meanwhile, he has another gear he can hit to throw you off from that slow shit he be doing, that Trey, you saw in that play, like, he was trying to dance on him. All right, like, bumping me, staying with me, let me slow it down, back him down, back up. Let me get in this quick shot. Threw you off real quick, and then threw him off. And all he could do was wall up or whatnot. So, yeah, a lot of young players in that situation, like, it was in the bag, man. You know what I mean? It was a turnover, or he'd got locked up. You know what I'm saying? So, he told you draft night, score, bucket. Like, anytime as a freshman, you lead a high major conference in scoring, not just your team, the entire conference in scoring. And the SEC, the damn conference, they were by far the best conference in college last year. It wasn't even close. They had like 14 teams in the NCAA tournament, some crazy record or something like. Yeah. Come on, and he led all that in scoring as a freshman. Come on, bro. Enough said.
And then the other thing was watching this, I was thinking about when I was talking to you about Will Riley on draft night. And you were talking about when you gave your scout report to Will Riley. And we saw a lot of that tonight and enjoyed it. Obviously, it's something, one of the things I was thinking about while watching was like, I can't wait to see what it looks like once he has he gets his first offseason to do what some of the second-year guys did, which put a little bit more weight on their body for sure, because right now, obviously, is at a deficit. And, that's one of the things that we can see clearly was at a deficit. But I like the way that he responded well from game 1 to game 2. Look, fully under control in this one. But, yeah, I can't wait to see what it looks like with an offseason to, upgrade his physical.
I think he going to probably spend a lot of time in the G, to be fair. You got Middleton. You got Bilal, Corey, Champagny, Keyshawn.
The dude from the Spurs they just got.
I forgot. A lot of wings.
Yeah.
A lot of wings, man. And we know Bilal and Chris, they're going to be out there. So it's a lot of wings, man. So the good part is he going to get a lot of reps in practice against them. He ain't going to get a break at all. The bad part is he probably won't get a lot of minutes unless it's a blowout or something like that, or God forbid, injuries and whatnot. So, he has development, but you can see he hasn't done it, man. The whole thing with him is just getting stronger so he can hold his position, be able to sustain playing at a high level over a long period of time throughout the season, and be able to guard multiple positions on the defensive end, man. Because a lot of that is being strong and being in shape. You know what I mean? And and people think you being strong just mean like banging, being able to hold your ground. No, being strong is also your muscles won't fatigue. When you fatigue, you can still physically play at a high level, even though you're tired. Your body will still respond. That's what being strong is mostly about. You know what I mean? So, that will take time. Summer league now, I'm pretty sure he like I'm good, but check back about mid-January if he's getting steady minutes or something like that. Then we can talk. He'll understand that.
Up next for the Wizards, they play Philadelphia at 8:30 on Tuesday. That said, you guys know the things we have to do before we get out of here. Play the game for you. I think we're probably on the same page here, but
Definitely Alex. 16, 12, 8 blocks. He was a beast. He was a beast in the paint for sure.
Then X Factor.
Probably Will. Bub, I expect Bub to do that, but Will, 16 points on 5 or 6 from the field, 3 or 4 from deep, 3 or 4 from the free throw line, no turnovers, 3 assists. That's tough. +7 and the plus minus. Yeah, definitely the X factor.
Yeah, really efficient night. Like you said, the biggest thing for me was the no turnovers. Really nice response from game one, too. We saw that from both teams. The youngsters all getting a little bit more comfortable in their second outing in Summer League. But we appreciate y'all. We'll check in with you guys Tuesday night after Washington takes on the Philadelphia 76ers.